Hi, this is Shani from Singapore. If you have watched the movie Crazy Rich Asian and the Netflix documentary about Singapore, you might have the impression that all Singaporeans are crazy rich, have infinite happiness, and are worry-free about money. But let me show you a reality. For the past 3 years, I've been working as a wealth manager for high-income earners in Singapore, and this is definitely not milk and honey even for them. So in 2023, Singapore is ranked the most expensive city in the world. So if you know how Singaporeans have this culture of striving to be the first in everything, so tada, we are now first for high cost of living too. So yeah, sarcasm aside, let me explain to you how this happened. First, housing. The property market has been soaring the past 3 years with a surge of 30% where some public houses were sold for over $1 million. So yes, you can be a millionaire by owning a public house in Singapore now. And next will be transportation. If you own a car in Singapore, you're now driving a ghost sack around town. So why do I say so? As a small and dense city, Singapore manages congestion by limiting the number of vehicles on the road. So to drive, you have to own a certificate of entitlement. We call it the COE. And in October, this COE was traded for over 150,000. And that is before the cost of your car. So this can be expensive and discouraging to live in Singapore, but it does not reflect the actual spending of the people here, since there are actually other good and affordable options. For example, transportation. Our public transport is ranked 4th in the world according to 2022 edition of Urban Mobility Readiness Index. With a price of less than $5, you can commute to and fro from your home to work at ease with comfort. And as for food options, there are many hawker centres that serve a wide variety of local food for less than $10. So how much do you need to retire in this most expensive city in the world? According to the latest report on household expenditure survey, it shows that a single retired person in Singapore needs about 1,500 a month for basic living, and a couple will need about 2.5k a month. But I would say that this is a very frugal way of living with no buffer for additional unforeseen expenses. So a good average retirement income, I would say that it starts at 3,000 a month per retired person, and give it a bit of bandwidth for enjoyment and also unforeseen expenses like your medical bill. And as for most of my clients, with an annual income of above 200,000 a year, the retirement income they typically need is at least 5,000 a month. And depending on their standard of living, some of them who travel very frequently, they will need about 10 to 15,000 a month. So at the end, each person's situation is unique, and you can estimate your own retirement income with your current expenses. So for example, are you going to sustain your current standard of living during your retirement? And with all this time in the world now that you have stopped work, are you going to travel more? Do you intend to continue driving? And from this, you can estimate from your current lifestyle how much do you want to adjust up or down, and therefore how much retirement income you actually need. And what is this one simple habit that I started my clients on that has completely changed their financial game? Well, automate your investment savings. I know this sounds like a no-brainer, but you will be surprised how many people do not have a disciplined way of growing their money. They simply leave their money in the bank idling month after month, and until it accumulates to a sizable amount, then they start to look for investment options to grow it. So let me show you a simple illustration. Assuming you have excess of $3,000 a month, and after 10 years of leaving it in the bank, you now have $360,000. So commonly, this is what I see most. At this point, this is where people start looking for investments and see how can they optimize this lump sum money that they have. However, if you have set up an automated investment savings since day one, with the same amount of years, 10 years, this $360,000 that you have saved will have turned into $500,000 instead. So a loss we don't see tangibly. Opportunity cost. The longer you keep your excess money idling in the bank, the more you lose out with time. And not only that, your money is losing its value slowly in the bank because of inflation. So This one simple habit of setting up an automated investment savings is one of the top hacks, I would say, that has helped my client and I to accumulate more over the years, where we become better savers and it prevented us from overspending each month. And moreover, by having this discipline to invest monthly, our investment risk is also spread out with dollar cost averaging, if you have heard of this term. So right here is one simple habit to help you retire in the most expensive city in the world. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.